right, let's dive in. Welcome again. Today's webinar is all about Ask a CXpert, where we will be providing real solutions for real customer experience challenges. I'm Rachel. I'm from the product marketing team here at GoTo, and I'm excited to be your host today. I'm also thrilled to be joined by two outstanding panelists. First, we have Maxime. He is our Senior Director of Product Management here. He is an expert in business communications. He has nearly a decade of experience here at GoTo, so he brings a wealth of insight on customer experience and tools and strategies. And next we have Valerie Hulon. She is a Senior Solutions Consultant here at GoTo. I believe she is also approaching her 10-year milestone here. So she works daily with companies to help them elevate their business communications and deliver exceptional customer experiences as well. I'd also like to give a shout out to Shannon. She's behind the scenes. She's making sure everything runs smoothly today for our presentation. All right, so let's go into the agenda for today's webinar, see what we have planned for today. So we're going to start with a look at the current customer experience trends and the top challenges. I want to answer the question, why is customer experience more crucial now than ever before? Then we're going to really get into the meat and potatoes of things. We're going to listen and read some real CX questions, and we're going to have Maxime and Valerie answer those as they come in. And finally, we will open it up for audience Q&A. So if we don't answer your questions as we're going through the webinar today, there will be a portion at the end to do so. So please keep using that chat on the right-hand side. All right, so let's get started with our CX trends and today's challenges. This quote is from Forrester. It says, US consumers are having, on average, the worst experiences in a decade. That's pretty bad. Customers are not happy with the business communications from the organizations that they're using. And on the next slide, we have a few stats that really paint this picture. All right, this is our CX reality check. Did you know 61% of customers feel most brands treat them like a number? 65% of customers want brands to adjust to their expectations, yet only 3% of companies consider themselves customer obsessed. So these numbers tell me two things. First, the obvious, customers are not happy with the communication they're having with their businesses. But second, that means that there's a real opportunity here to set yourself apart as a business if you do elevate your customer experience to those expectations. So how do we move the needle on customer experience? We want our customers to feel valued, and that's when we bring in our CXperts. So that's our central focus for today. That's our mission for this webinar. Let's start tackling those real-world challenges from some customers, and let's hear real solutions from our experts. So we will kick things off with our first question. I believe this is a voicemail we had coming in from Alexis. She runs operations at a healthcare organization. So let's hear her story. All right, it looks like the audio for that went out. Let's try one more time. And if not, I can just read the question. All right, I still can't hear it, but I have it written down here. So Alexis says, hi, GoTo. I work for an urgent care with lots of locations, and our patient experience could use some help. Right now, we have a lot of different apps and processes, and honestly, it's overwhelming. We've seen some things slip through the cracks, and it's affecting our patient satisfaction scores. What do you recommend to make it easier for our team and a better experience for our patients? And Valerie, Maxime, what do you think? What do you have for Alexis?
I would be happy to take that question. So, I mean, there's a few things that we could definitely look at for this one with how we could help Alexis. But I think the theme is really going to be how can we take all of these disparate systems and have something that is more unified that helps all of the employees though. So I'm going to share my screen real quick, and we can jump into a few things that I think will be of use. So let me get that pulled up. We can jump right in. So, one of the big things is going to be for her employees where they're having to log in to multiple different areas and potentially, and I mean definitely are missing a few things. Our agent dashboard is nice within the contact center. If you're familiar with GoTo, you'll notice that it's in the same area that your normal phone and inbox and meetings would be. It's just this contact center area. So it is the same interface, so all in one platform for them. And they'll have their agent dashboard where they have really good visibility into the call queues and into the outbound queues and into the inbox queues. So if something comes in from, say, Facebook, they would be able to see that on this screen. If they get a phone call, they'll be able to see that on this screen as well. So they get some really good information just right off the bat, visibility into all of those historically disparate systems. And Alexis can have the same thing as a supervisor, where she's able to see all of those queues, the inbox queues, the outbound call queues, and the inbound call queues in one area, as well as what her agents are doing as they're doing it. So are they on the phone? Are they paused? If so, why are they paused? So a lot of really good information just right at your fingertips to be able to really see what's going on and where those gaps are and how we can help close those gaps. You'll also notice here we have AI sentiment, and this is something that I'll get more, probably try and show you a little bit more later on, where as the call is happening, we can have AI detect the sentiment for the caller to see, is it positive? Is it negative? Is it neutral? And we can do different topic flags to really dig into what is actually being said by the caller on those things. Because as you can see here, I have 15 agents and quite a few of them are on the phone. So how do I necessarily know who needs my help right at that moment and where my time would be best used for the agents? And the topic and flagging of topics and the sentiment analysis can be really beneficial in drawing the supervisors to where they're needed at that moment. So then you can go in and listen to the call, you can whisper to the agent and help coach them through it without the caller hearing, or you can barge in and help with something that is being escalated. So you have a lot more of those options in real time. And then I'm going to pivot over to post call. We have our agent performance dashboard, which is nice. And this gives us a lot of insight into how time was spent. So this can be really helpful with, if we need to hire anyone new, where do we need to focus their training first? It can also help with us scheduling. So are we doing a lot of outbound calls? Are we getting a lot of direct inbound calls? Is it mostly queue calling? How is that being spread out and that workload being spread? As well as like individual agent performance. So we can really look at, where agents need assistance and how we can help. How many calls are we sending to them that they're answering? How many calls are we sending to them that they're missing? And what is that missed ring percentage? Um, are they putting people on hold for a really long time? Do we have one agent who's doing that more than maybe some of our others? Or do we have an agent who's letting it ring for much longer than our other agents are? So we can really pinpoint if there's any work avoidance or areas that really need our focus for coaching. And that also ties into some additional information that we have where we can view how much of their time is spent in an available status where they can be taking and making those phone calls. So not just, are they clocked in at work, but are they logged in and ready to work? So we can do a lot with the data that we're given to really find those gaps that Alexis was mentioning and be able to coach and solve those, but then also give visibility for the agent and the supervisor to make sure that they have the tools that they need to be able to work effectively and not have to spend a lot of time switching from app to app. So, I will pass it back to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Valerie. I can imagine that agent performance dashboard is really helpful. Alexis mentioned she works across multiple offices, but she obviously can't be in 5 or 10 places at once. But that single pane of glass is a great view for her. All right, let's go to the next question. Okay, this one came in over email. So they say omni-channel advice needed. Our customers reach out to us over the phone, in emails, chats on our website, you name it. But because we're jumping between each different channel, by the time we get to chat, for example, the customer is already gone and they left without a response. Our old school systems can't keep up. What do you recommend we look for when modernizing our communications to better meet the customer needs? All right, Maxime, Valerie, this is omni-channel one. What solutions do we have?
Yes, I'm happy to take this question. Thank you, Rachel. So there's a couple of things to unpack for these questions. So the first one is really about having multiple communication channels in one tool and why that is actually important for businesses. At the end of the day, you kind of want to avoid having your employees use their own personal devices to reach your customers on their preferred channels. And at the same time, you want to keep all your different employees from different departments using that very same tool in order to share conversations, make sure that no customer messages go unanswered. And GoTo, we've invested quite a bit of time in the past few months in addressing those key issues. So I want to actually start with a video here, and then I'll step back in and explain what we've done to address those customer problems. So let's cue up the.
Welcome to GoTo Connect's all-new unified inbox with 3 powerful upgrades. Here's what's new and why you'll love it. The first upgrade, everything in one place in GoTo Admin Portal. Say goodbye to scattered settings. For the first time, all inbox configuration features are brought together under the new inbox section in the GoTo Admin. Admins can now easily create inboxes, assign managers and users, and pick inbox numbers with just a few clicks. Plus, all assignment settings and channels, including WhatsApp and web chats, are now configurable from one spot. It empowers admins by being streamlined, simple, and seriously stress-free. The second upgrade, a GoTo app redesigned for speed and simplicity. The GoTo app inbox just got a major makeover. It's now lightning fast. Be more productive with handy features like making conversations on red, moving or assigning conversations with a tap, and filtering it to find what matters most. Easily view all on-read chats and use the new Move to Inbox button to direct any conversation to the right department. Never miss a beat. The green bar highlights conversations that need your attention, and assigning conversations to yourself or a teammate has never been simpler. The new filters are available from the redesigned Conversations panel, with pre-configured options like Assign to Others, which is useful for team collaboration. Additional drill-down filters can be used from the top section of the panel, so you can zero in on specific customers or employees with ease. Supervisors and managers will love this visibility and the access to close conversations. Resolved conversation reporting is also available in GoTo Analytics. The final upgrade is on GoTo Mobile, where you can now take control on the go. GoTo Connect Mobile's experience is smarter than ever. You can now move conversations between inboxes, and agents can sign in and out of both call and chat queues right from their phone. A new in-inbox login and settings option makes it a breeze to access all your queue features on mobile. Want to join or leave all queues at once? It's just a tap away. Best of all, this update unifies the contact center experience on mobile, blending CX and CC inboxes into one. That means full omni-channel power wherever you are.
So I'll go into a bit more details on a couple of key features that we just saw on this video. The first one is really about having a single tool for the different members of your department. So it doesn't matter if you have a support team that typically use a contact center queue, or if you have a sales team using an inbox to go and reach out to customers, you're actually using now a single tool for all those different employees in your business. So if we go to a bit of video here, I have two specific features of this. The first one is really highlighting the fact that by having a single tool, those different departments can share conversations from one to the other. So if a customer reaches out the wrong queue and needed to talk with someone from sales, you can move that conversation to the sales team. And in the same direction, if you have a triage taking place with a sales manager, they can assign the right sales rep directly to the customer to ensure that the conversation will get continued and will be answered. So these are actually very important things when you're thinking about a single inbox for all your communication channels. Now, if we go to thinking about having all channels in one, where an inbox is precisely this, right? You can configure an inbox with any set of channels that you need. You can bring multiple phone numbers, you can bring your WhatsApp business account in, your different social media like Instagram or Facebook, or even your email, your business email directly to a single inbox and really view all customer input at once. Now, we also work towards getting all those channels even in tools that are mainly focused on internal collaboration. So this way you can bring all channels, for example, to Microsoft Teams, which we see on screen, and both manage internal collaboration conversations using Teams messaging and still serve all your customers on their channel of choice, including fax and WhatsApp. So that's really convenient to ensure that, regardless of who you want to reach, you're using the right tool for this. Then having all channels in a single tool is also critical for search capabilities. So typically speaking, customers and different businesses, if they want to find a conversation, they'll open their email client and they'll open their SMS inbox on their phone. They might open their WhatsApp business account as well on their phone or tablet and search in each of these different tools to find the right conversation. By doing this consolidation of functionality, you can search once and it doesn't matter in which channel the conversation took place, you will be able to find it. So that's really, really useful for auditing or compliance or just finding the right customer that you might have talked to a while ago. And then lastly, what I want to show is a last video on how you can actually blend digital channels with phone calls. And now this is very, very popular that many customers actually prefer continuing conversations via, for example, SMS versus leaving a voicemail and not be sure if they're going to get back in touch. So let's play a video to showcase what we've done on the GoTo Connect side to really make sure that conversations are acknowledged from customers calling in.
Introducing the SMS Dial Plan node. GoTo Connect's Dial Plan is now even more powerful by seamlessly blending call and messaging automations together. Let's explore how the SMS node can help your business. If it's crucial for you to notify customers via text when their calls are missed, GoTo has the solution. You can send automatic SMS replies to callers upon receiving or missing a call. And you can use any phone number from your account for texting, whether private or shared. When a private number is selected, like a number assigned to a user's extension, the text message sent will appear in that user's own inbox. And when a shared number, assigned to a shared inbox, is selected, those texts will show to everyone assigned to the inbox, facilitating team-wide message tracking and ensuring continuity of conversations. Now you can add a call deflection node in your dial plans. This is where the true power of the dial plan and shared inbox shines. Leveraging our advanced text-to-speech AI generator, you can prompt callers to text with a representative instead of waiting in a queue, or if they've called outside regular business hours. Let's see how it works in a real example used by one of our customers in the healthcare industry.
Thank you for contacting Acme Health Services. The support team is currently occupied and won't be able to take your call. Please press 1 if you would like our support team to reach out by text.
Now that the greeting is done, let's add an SMS node to send the message. When customers press 1, the text is sent in the shared inbox, and the support team will be able to see the message and assign the right person to help the caller. The SMS dial plan node can be used in a variety of ways tailored for your business. And with dial plan analytics, you'll know how successful your automations are.
And pretty much, I'll just wrap up with the fact that nowadays we're seeing more and more customers that will call a business and will never even leave a voicemail. They'll just hang up before they actually talk with anyone or hit any voicemail box. And having this blend of digital channels with the phone calls is actually really key for a business to never miss a call, never miss a customer. And that's how having a single tool for all of those channels is really key for enhanced customer experience. Back to you, Rachel.
Thanks, Maxime. And yeah, we get a lot of positive feedback on the omnichannel inbox and on the drag and drop dial plan editor. So I'm glad that you showed both of those items. All right, let's take it to the next question. I think this one was also a voicemail. All right.
Hey guys, hope you're doing well. So I run a
Alex.
facilities services company that does things like fire protection and pest control. We have 7 locations across the country, and lately, every one of those locations has just been getting absolutely hammered with call volume, day and night. To be honest, the tech that I'm using right now just isn't cutting it for what we need. I'm wondering if there's a way for us to be more responsive to calls while still being able to, give my staff some breathing room. If you've got ideas, I'm all ears. Thanks. Talk soon.
All right. Sounds like Alex's team is overwhelmed at all hours. Valerie, I see you came on camera. What guidance would you share with him?
Yes, thank you. I think I'll take this question. I'm excited because there's a few things that I think would be really beneficial for Alex and for his team. So with this, one of the main ones is going to be our AI receptionist. It can do quite a bit. So one of them is going to be able to answer questions that Alex builds the knowledge base of things that they know that the AI receptionist should be able to answer, and that they want to be answered by the AI receptionist, so they can put in frequently asked questions and then also build out a really robust knowledge base for the AI to be able to answer some of those more common questions that don't necessarily need human intervention on those, to help some of their customers just fully self-service. It can also do things like info capture, and this is nice because it can be used while you're open, where it's gathering that information and sending it with the call to the agent. And it can be used after hours when nobody is there to really answer the phone, but we can gather the information that we want and send it in email, so that when one of Alex's employees comes in the next day, they're actually able to quickly kind of go through and have the information they need to schedule the appointment or get the information that their customer is requiring. But with the one that's during the day, where it can transfer the information with the call, that's nice because it can really free up a lot of these kind of extra things that have to be done on the phone, but don't necessarily have to be done by a human on the phone. For example, like, what is the name of the person? What is the address of the property that they're servicing? What are they looking to do? Even just those 3 things can free up quite a bit of time for the agent on the phone if the AI was already able to gather that information. So those are definitely something that I want to show. And then we kind of touched on this previously with the other question we had for healthcare, with being able to just kind of understand what's happening on the phone calls. And that's something where like the AI optimization can really come in handy because we can see the topics that are being detected on the call. We can look for specific topics. We can see the sentiment analysis of positive, negative, neutral, and we can pull reporting on those. And then post call, we can see these AI generated summaries to free up Alex's team from having to write all of their notes every time to just being able to say, you know what, the AI summary is going to cover this, and I can move to the next call. So I actually have a video that I wanted to share that really kind of goes through how these different components can work together to create a solution for someone like Alex, where it's the AI receptionist is helping to handle part of it, and then it's really giving an informed transfer to the agent, and then helping the agent to wrap up their work and giving the visibility needed to the supervisor to be able to help with that as well. So I'm going to pop off camera and we can play the video.
Thank you for calling the Auto Group. Our customer-first approach allows us to be more than a car dealership. We are your partners. How may I help you today?
What type of cars do you sell?
We sell popular car brands like Ford, Chevrolet, Toyota, Honda, Nissan, Jeep, Hyundai, and more. Let me know if you're looking for something specific.
Do you have a dealership in Idaho or Utah?
Yes, we have a dealership in Idaho. North Star Motors, located at 57 Polaris Street, Boise, Idaho, 83705. Unfortunately, we don't have one in Utah. Anything else I can assist with?
Yeah, can you schedule a service appointment for me?
Sure. To schedule your service appointment, I'll need some details. Was your vehicle purchased from one of our dealerships?
Yes.
Great. Could you please provide your full name?
First name is John. Last name is Cortez.
Thank you, John Cortez. Can you briefly describe the reason for your service appointment?
Yeah, the car is leaking oil and it's saying it's missing headlight fluid.
Got it. Could you also share the year, make, and model of your vehicle?
It's a 2026 Toyota Prius.
Your appointment details have been submitted. I'm now connecting you to the service department for further assistance. Please hold.
Hi, John. This is Hillary. I'll be assisting you with scheduling your service appointment today. I see you're calling about your Toyota Prius leaking oil. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. My car has been leaking oil for the last week, and it's been causing a lot of issues. I've been pretty unhappy with it.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Did anything happen to kind of lead to that starting to leak oil?
I think it just started immediately after I drove it off the lot, which is very surprising to me. But you know, it's a kind of a bad experience for a brand new vehicle.
Oh yeah, I can definitely understand that. So I see you did purchase that from us, and it was just about a week ago.
Yes, and I feel like I've been kind of misled because the vehicle was supposed to be new, but clearly from the leaking, it doesn't seem like it's new. So I'm pretty unhappy about that, and I'm seeing if I could get like a refund or something.
I can definitely understand that is pretty frustrating. So I do have your vehicle record pulled up here, and I can definitely see that it was marked as brand new. So we certainly want to take a look at that and see what we can do. Can we get an appointment scheduled for you? Do you have a preference on like the day of the week or anything? Once the call has finished, our agent Hillary can use her allotted wrap-up time to add her own notes, view the AI summary, select a call disposition, and add any additional tags to the call, all of which will save in the historical analytics. Now that the call has finished, we can go into the analytics and view the full call interaction. Clicking into the call will open and view the interaction overview window. At the top, we're able to view and listen to the call recording. We can even filter by segment of the call. Under the summary, this is where we'll see the AI-generated summary of the phone call, as well as the sentiment analysis of the call. We can also see topics that were detected by the AI and any custom flag topics that were detected. As we continue down, we'll see the participants on the call, the disposition that Hillary selected, and any tags that Hillary added. When we click over into the Details tab, we're able to see cradle-to-grave reporting from when he started the call, when he was speaking with the AI receptionist, when he was transferred to our agent Hillary, and when John hung up the phone and terminated the phone call. Clicking over to the Notes tab, we're able to see the AI summary that was generated, as well as any notes that Hillary added to the call. Finally, we have the Transcript tab, where we can view the full transcript, identifying both sides of the conversation. Moving over to our Quality Management view, within the evaluations, we will see all of our agents and the calls that they've been evaluated on. These evaluations will occur on all of their Q calls, giving us an accurate view of their performance on the phone. Within the configuration, supervisors can decide what their agents will be evaluated on. They can enable or disable the array of default questions, as well as create their own custom questions. Jumping back into the evaluations, I'll click into Hillary. She has 3 evaluations for today with an average score of 75%. Let's look at her recent call with John. Hillary scored an 80% with 16 of 20 questions correct. We can view the questions and their answers below. Did Hillary greet John with the company name? Not in this case. Did Hillary ask how she could help? She did. Was Hillary helpful? Yes, she was. From this page, we can click the Interaction Details button, giving us quick access to the interaction overview we saw previously in the analytics. This has been an overview of how our AI solutions can work together to help enhance the caller experience, make agents more efficient, and give important insights to supervisors both during and post-call.
All right, that was a very cool. I loved that video of the AI. It definitely sounds like for an overwhelmed team that could take a load off of the team's shoulders for sure. So we will move on to our next question. All right, this is an email, short and sweet. Help us improve our patient experience. I run operations across 7 medical offices. We're constantly working to improve the patient experience while simultaneously wanting our agents to be more efficient while feeling more empowered. Does GoTo Connect provide tools that will help with this? All right, that is a very valid concern. Valerie, I will let you take this one away.
Thank you. I know I just answered a question, but I really would love to take this one as well. So with this, I feel like we can kind of view 2 lenses on how we're going to help with the patient experience here. So we want to understand is from a patient perspective, how are those interactions happening and what is going on with those interactions. And then we want to look at it from an employee perspective of what are our employees doing on the phone. And we do have some tools that I think can help with both of these. So AI optimization is something that we have discussed throughout this session today, and I will discuss it again. So with AI optimization, it's really going to be focused on the caller. So what is the sentiment that is on the phone call? Is it that positive, mostly positive, neutral, mostly negative, or is it negative overall? So what is that sentiment that's happening while they're on the call live, and then also post call, so we can create some evaluations and really understand in a broader sense what is going on with that. But then we can also look at like topic detection. So what are things that we want to look for, and what are things that we want to be alerted about when they're happening in real time? And then what do we also want to view in post? So in the analytics, when we're looking at those at the topic bubbles, what are we seeing a lot of our calls are about? So that can help us understand why someone is calling in and what's happening when they call in. And then we'll jump into quality management as well. And this really helps us understand the agent side. So what is the employee saying when they're on the phone call? And are they kind of following the parameters and the things that we would like them to? And we saw both of these in action in the video that just played, but I will show you a little bit more live here as well. So I'll pop up my camera and share my screen, and we can jump into it. So on the optimization side, when the video was playing, we did see the flags come up for the supervisor, and then we also saw the sentiment analysis change. This is that interaction detail that we were looking at in that as well. where we can see the summary of the phone call, so what they called in about. We can also see the call, positive, negative, neutral, as well as the topics that were detected on the phone call. So that gives us some really helpful insight on a specific call. And then as we're looking at our Q-Caller report overall, we can see all of these different topic bubbles with colors associated with them. So customer complaint, there were six negative phone calls about that. If we look at customer vehicle issues, there were 2 negative. There were some positive customer service. We had 3 that were positive, 5 that were neutral, and 1 that was negative. So we can really see, overall, what are the things that are happening on the phone calls, and are they happening in a positive, negative, or neutral way? As we move more into the quality management side of things, we did briefly touch on this in the video with the configuration, but with default questions, you can turn these on or off depending on what is going to make the most sense for your business and your industry. So did they greet with the company name? Is that something that's important and we want to happen every time? If so, let's leave it enabled. Did they summarize or rephrase the caller's issue before diving into a solution? That can be beneficial to controlling the conversation. So was that kind of on or off? And do we want our agents evaluated on that? So those are the default ones that are included that are really based on industry best practices. But you can also create custom questions. There are a few up here where you can really make it unique to your business and unique to the things that are important for you to discuss. And in this case, we're talking about what's important to their medical offices and discussing things with patients. So you can put these into play to kind of get a good idea of how those would be scored. And then we can look at our evaluations overall within our quality management. And I'll pull roughly a month's worth of data here. So we have several evaluations. And the nice thing with this is it's going to take all of their Q calls into account. So traditionally, when quality management is being done, it's about 3 to 5% of the phone calls are actually listened to and have quality management done on them. So where this can really be beneficial is by taking no additional supervisor time or anything like that. You can have 100% of the phone calls evaluated. So a really big jump from the time it takes to even get 3 to 5% that's typically done to being able to take no additional time and getting 100% of those calls evaluated. But with that, we can also see, what's trending really well for our agents. So in this case, the agents are not using profanity, which is awesome. And they're not doing very well at verifying the account number or PIN. So depending on your industry, and if that's something that's important, we probably want to address that very, very quickly and have some good coaching conversations surrounding that. But as we click into our individual agents, we can then see each of those phone calls that were scored, and we can kind of pull what went well, what didn't go well with each of these phone calls. And we can kind of see trends. Is not greeting with the company name something that's happening really often for Hillary, or is this kind of a one-time thing that maybe it was something that she just forgot on that one call? But we can really identify some of those trends and repeat actions to help us help our agents to be the best and really make sure that that patient experience is exactly what you're looking for. So that is the quality management side and the AI optimization side, but kind of how looking at both of those views from the COLA perspective or the patient perspective, and then also from the agent or employee perspective, how we can really bring those together to make for a better patient experience. I'll pass it back to you, Rachel.
Thank you, Valerie. Yeah, we know quality management is so important. So all the tools to make it easier, I'm sure that is going to be very beneficial to anyone in operations. All right, let's go to the next question. Okay, this is a LinkedIn comment that came in. Michael, he runs operations at a dental office. He asks, is there actually a way to give our patients a better, smoother experience without stretching our dental office budget too thin? Or is affordable CX just a myth in the world of dental care? All right, that is a
I'll
good
be happy to
question.
take this one, and thank you,
Go
Michael,
for it.
for the question. So I will say that the first thing that a business should consider is choosing a UCaaS, Unified Communication, or CX solution as an entire platform instead of a point solution. And the main reason why it is important to think about a vendor that offers a full platform is because you want to be able to scale your business as you grow in terms of maturity. So perhaps you want to start with a single, dental clinic rooftop and update the phone system, for your clinic. But soon enough, you'll be integrating with a specific clinic management system, so a dental CMS, and you'll want to be able to log all your phone calls to that CMS for your call records. And then after that, you might want to start to open a second clinic and make sure that you can communicate between those two clinics. So the single platform play is really important when choosing a solution. And this is a bit how we approach our pricing packaging at GoTo. So again, standard is our unified communication solution, but it still comes with a whole bunch of things that you might want to start as a clinic as you evolve. And as you evolve all the way to using digital communication channels, send SMS campaigns, all the way to having even dedicated agents taking calls, you can grow your business with that platform. So you don't want to have multiple tools. You don't want to also swap from one tool to another. Doing migration is very complex and costly. So always pick a vendor that is a single platform, and really that's the way that is going to reduce complexity. The second thing is, even though it is a single platform, you need to have affordable packaging. So a lot of vendors out there, they'll claim the platform play, but everything is an extra and you never know how much things will cost. There's no all-inclusive packages. Well, we've addressed this on the GoTo Connect side with mainly two flagship offering, and the top flagship offering is our Connect CX tier. So Connect CX is really the full inclusion of our UCaaS solution, GoTo Connect Standard, and everything that is really needed for customer service. It comes with the customer engagement solution, our attendant console to manage multiple inbound calls for the receptionist. It comes with integration. So in your case, Michael, you could be logging everything to your CRM and CMS. And last, you can also report on all those conversations regardless of channel. And that is all included into a single price per user, and makes things very, very simple, because you don't have to really, ask yourself, well, how many receptionists do I have? How many actual back office employees do I need? Do I have like a support team? You can pretty much get this package and allocate based on different rules and permission, which users can do what in your system. So convenient and quite affordable. But we still offer the ability to go with optional extras. So if you're not too sure and you still want to, pick and choose what you want for your business, you can still decide to get all those different add-ons, including a contact center add-on, maybe for your top power users that will be handling all your calls via advanced queue functionality. So flexibility is there, but in general, for a business, you will get more value from going in all-inclusive packages, and it's going to be less headache for your business. So that's my tip on choosing the best solution for CX for your business.
Thank you, Maxime. Yeah, I think the all-inclusive, having it all in one platform has been a huge benefit for our GoTo Connect customers. And on the next slide, we'll see a little bit as to why. So as you've heard, as Maxime and Valerie have discussed on these past few answers to the questions, GoTo Connect delivers significant value when it comes to customer experience. We've touched on many of these points throughout today's webinar, but just to reiterate, these are the 5 key benefits. So first, with GoTo Connect, you can make CX your competitive advantage. It gives you the opportunity to transform every interaction into a positive experience, and that's going to build stronger relationships with your customers. Next, you can say goodbye to clutter and hello to efficiency. So as Maxime and Valerie touched on, you can get rid of multiple tools, get rid of juggling multiple tools, and switch to that all-inclusive, all-in-one platform. It's going to save you time and it's going to boost your team's performance. Next, you can empower your teams for exceptional experiences. GoTo Connect gives you the tools, the data, and the knowledge you need for customer-facing teams to deliver effortless, personalized interactions. And also smarter decisions with better insights. So with modern AI, you can receive analytics that are going to help anticipate customer needs and enhance your business communications. And finally, last but not least, grow with GoTo and future-proof your business. GoTo Connect is a scalable, easy to manage solution that grows with your business and your customer needs. So if you have 10 employees today, but 100 employees a year from now, GoTo Connect will still serve you as your company grows. All right, I think now we're going to open it up to Q&A. Great. So we have a couple questions that came in. Valerie and Maxime, I'm going to invite both of you back and we'll pull these questions up. All right, the first one it looks like is about integrations. How easy is it to integrate GoTo Connect with the tools that we're already using?
I'll take this one, perhaps. So we really have two ways to integrate with external solutions. The first one is via our prepackaged integrations bundle. So in the admin portal of GoTo, we already have over a dozen integrations that are pre-configured. You can connect your authentication with the integrations, for example, Salesforce or Zoho or Zendesk. And then we have multiple workflows that are ready for you to enable. Once you enable those workflows, we'll be logging everything to your CM. So from calls to messages to your voicemails to the transcription to the summary, everything gets logged directly in the CRM. So that's pretty much enable and click on the workflows. The second option is via our API platform. So we expose publicly over 250 different API endpoints on our developer portal, and you can consume those APIs directly and create custom workflows and sync with the CRM of your choice as well. So that's another easy way to really be able to create the exact workflow for your business. I would suggest the APIs.
Awesome. Thank you, Maxime. Our next question is it possible to monitor agent performance across multiple locations, but still from a single screen?
Yeah, that is one that I can definitely take. So absolutely. So one of the really nice things about having a cloud-based phone system like we have and something that is not required to be in one geographical location is that you really can have all of your locations, across the world if you wanted in and on one phone system. So there is some real good unification now. And with that, because it's all on one system, you are able to see all of those different locations from one screen. And then you can create different permission sets so you can silo it and have kind of a tier so that a supervisor might only be able to see their location, but someone who's kind of over multiple things or like a district manager can see several of those different locations all in one place. So we have some great options for permissions, and then we don't have the geographic restrictions that kind of your on-premise systems typically have, which can be nice to be able to see all of that in one spot.
Awesome. Thank you, Valerie. And we have one last question. That one is, how well does GoTo Connect scale if our business adds new locations or teams?
Yeah, I can take that one. And if you wanted to add to it, Maxine, that sounds great. So with, similar to what we just talked about, where it is something that is not restricted geographically and there's limited hardware that you would need on site. The nice thing with that is it scales very, very easily and very simply. So you could add in a new office, a new location, you could open something new, and it is the same as you would normally or when you're beginning. You can port the phone numbers over if they're existing. You can order new phone numbers if they don't exist yet. And then you can just add the users and assign them to the appropriate user groups and queuing so that you can still just continue to scale that, that account.
Nice. All right, those were all the questions that came in. Maxime, Valerie, you fielded questions for an hour. Thank you so much. I know that the attendees will find them really helpful. And if you have joined today, thank you so much for your time. Like I said at the top of the hour, we will be sending this recording to you so you can look back on it for reference, send it to a colleague, and we really appreciate your time today.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.